Welcome back to Wilderness Kitchen and More. Welcome back, family. Today we're going to be making puff pastries for our delicious buttery flavored Haitian patties. Alright, family, we are back. These are the ingredients that we're going to be using to make our Haitian pastry for our Haitian patty. Alright, in the bowl I measure out 3 cups of flour, a cup of water right here. I have 3 sticks of butter. I use real butter, not margarine or lard or shortening. I use 3 sticks of butter plus 3 tablespoons, which I have diced over here, which was in the freezer, so it's extra cold, extra cold. Make sure everything is extra cold, even the water. A teaspoon of salt, and I add vinegar to my puff pastry. Adding vinegar or lemon juice to puff pastry help to tenderize the dough and prevent overdevelopment, resulting in a more softer, fluffier dough. Stay tuned. Alright, family, this is just an extra step I like to take before I mix my dough. I like to flatten up my butter so that way when I start rolling my dough, it won't tear the dough into pieces. So my butter will already be flat and ready to use and roll up. Let's take a look. After you unwrap the butter, you're gonna beat it with your rolling stick until you get a 1/4 inch thickness, keeping a rectangle shape. And after you're done beating your butter, you're gonna shape it, keeping that rectangle shape, and refrigerate it. And then you are done and ready to mix. And put it in the refrigerator until tomorrow. We'll come back and we make the dough. Alright, and that's all, family. Stay tuned. Let's have some fun, family. Let the mixing begin. So these are the tools that you will need: a rolling pan, a bench scraper or a spatula, and a pastry brush. Okay? Alright, let's get started. Alright, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt to my flour. Go ahead and mix that in. You're going to add your cold diced butter right into the flour. And we're going to work that butter in until it resembles the texture of cornmeal. Work that in, family. Work that in. Work that butter in. Alright, just work that butter into the flour. Let's keep going. You can make this dough in advance and freeze it. It could freeze up to 6 months. So you could double the recipe, quadruple the recipe, so you could always have puff pastry dough in your freezer. And these puff pastries, like I said, I'm going to be making some Haitian patties with them. Alright, so now, that's pretty good. This is the texture. Okay, so now we're going to add in our teaspoon of vinegar right onto the dough. Half a teaspoon of vinegar. Okay, just sprinkle that in. And mix real fast. Alright. Now we're going to add our water. I like to drizzle a few tablespoons and then work that in. It's a tossing technique. So you have your fingers like this and you're going in. Like you're tossing salad. Continue adding your water, 2 tablespoons at a time. And using the toss technique to incorporate the dough and the butter. Okay? Keep going. Yes, this is a messy process, so just have fun with it, baby. Let's have fun with it, people. It's forming real nice. Okay, we are almost there, family. We are almost there. it. I'm gonna form our dough. Okay. Not working too much. Clean your fingers off. All right. You're gonna lightly flour your surface, and we're gonna turn the dough onto this surface right here. And we're gonna shape it. All right, now we're gonna shape it. This is where a bench scraper come in handy, but we don't have one, so we're gonna use what we have. Okay. We're gonna fold 1/3 of the dough onto itself, and then we're gonna repeat the process. All right. Then we're gonna lightly flour our surface. Then we're gonna start rolling. Don't add too much pressure, just enough to flatten the dough. And making sure to turn it, making sure that it don't stick. It is best to work in a cold area when you're doing puff pastry, so that way your butter can remain cold. All right, so we're just gonna roll this out so we can add in our flattened butter. We're gonna cut this butter in half, and we're gonna lay it on top of our dough. Place it right in the middle of the dough, and we're gonna pour one end of the dough onto the butter like this, and then the other side on top of it. All right. And now you're gonna roll so we can work that butter in there. Keeping that rectangle shape. Alright, now that we have it into a rectangle shape, fold it to form an envelope shape. So this will be our first fold. Dusting off any excess flour, and then make sure it's not sticking. And fold it into itself like that. And now we're gonna roll again. And while we do this, is to distribute the butter evenly. So again, keeping that rectangle shape if you can. Doing the same step as it did itself, folding it onto itself. And then make sure it's even. So we're gonna allow this to rest because the butter's getting soft, and then we'll come back in half an hour and do 2 more folds, which would be, so this was 2, so we need to do this 3 more times, guys, 3 more times. Alright, so what you would do is Wrap it up in saran wrap and then refrigerate it. Alright family, we're gonna lay it on our cutting board and then we'll be right back in half an hour. Family, we are back for our second roll. We're gonna lightly dust our surface in our rolling pan and our hands. This is our dough right here. Look at this baby. It's coming along, it's coming along. You always want to keep this rectangle shape so you can easily fold it on top of itself. Okay. Make sure it's even. Now we're gonna fold 1/3 of the way, and then we're gonna fold the other half on top like this. Then we're gonna roll it out again, then fold it in. So we're gonna repeat this process 2 more times after this roll, and then our dough will be ready. Puff pastry is delicious, however it is time consuming to make. But it's always good. If you have a day, you can make 2 batches and it frees well, so you'll always have puff pastry in hand. Whenever you want a Haitian patty, a croissant, or a delicious crispy snack or appetizer, your puff pastry, your homemade puff pastry will be ready. It's a lot of work, but it is delicious. It is worth it. I'm gonna scrape down the butter. Some butter. Again, keeping the shape, that rectangle shape, so it could evenly fold on top of itself. Again, working fast so the butter don't get too soft. That's what's happening here. It is best to work in a well-conditioned AC place. Alright, our dough is ready. We're gonna fold it on top of each other, and then we're gonna put it back in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and do our third fold. So this is fold number 2. Well, in reality it's 3, but hey, who cares? The more the layers, the crispier it will be. I'm gonna turn it this way and fold it on top. Okay, and voila, our second fold. We're gonna put 2 more there so we can remember where we are. We're gonna wrap it back in the saran wrap, and we're gonna put it back in the refrigerator. And we will be back in 30 minutes. Repeat the roll and fold 2 more times, and your dough will be ready. Family, stay tuned for the assemble of our Haitian patty. Look out for the video. Video will be uploaded soon.